Greetings to you, Salvatorian sisters and brothers. You asked me to answer the following question. What impetus did the beatification of Francis Jordan give to us Salvatorians? Well, the beatification of Francis Jordan can be seen in a number of different ways, including looking at the words beatification and beatitudes. Blessed and or saints can be role models and encourage people to go their own way, away from trends and social ideas, away from so-called must-have or this is impossible. Not only religious can do this, but also lay people, because becoming aware of a good role model is not a question of external circumstances, such as profession or community of life. It is rather a question of inner attitude and orientation, a question of what is the source and center of my life. Blessed Francis Jordan is the role model for us and can be seen as a kind of lighthouse in the sea of life. He is a clear point of orientation that is a helper and guide for us and invites us to follow his path. Of course, our time today is different from that of 150 years ago, but the problems and questions have not become any less because of this. If we read the text of the Beatitudes in the Holy Scripture at Matthew's, for example, this text still challenges us today. Indeed, it literally calls us, but it is not easy. For who would want to be poor, to live in sorrow, or to belong to the persecuted, in order to possibly attain attitude someday? Nevertheless, here are things that are always important, so that we can all find life in its fullness. For example, when we read the following sentences: Blessed are those who do not use violence. We know quite well today that violence only generates counter-violence. He who strives on all sides not to use violence is certainly the greater person than he who lashes out. You can beat down your opponent with sticks, but also with words. The one who dares to face his attacker unarmed and calmly could be knocked down himself. But there is also a great chance that the enemy, stand by so much peacefulness, will lay down his arms. The spiral of violence has been broken then. Both sides will have their own territory, as the saying goes, without having to fear the threat of other. Or, blessed are the poor in heart, for they shall see God. I can imagine something under this. Those who keep a poor heart without falsehood and guile will feel something of God's sincerity, purity, and love in their own hearts. In other words, to be able to see God through the eyes of the heart. What a privilege. Or another sentence, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. A personal remark here. I am missing the daughters. The daughters of God. Did Jesus forget to mention them? Or the evangelist? I personally suspect the evangelist. But they do exist. The daughters, the mothers, the grandmothers, who, overlooked by the great sons of politics, weave networks of peace between the several conflicting parties in our days. But how did Blessed Francis Jordan fare here? Somehow he did not get discouraged, trusted unconditionally, and drew strength from prayer. He entered into an intimate relationship with God, something that fascinates us today and can serve as an example, something that has become rare in our days. Blessed Francis Jordan left us the Salvatorian universality as a legacy. Slowly, but better and better, we are learning to understand and apply it as a universal tool of evangelization. Blessed are those who are poor in heart and who, by all ways and means God's love inspires, carry this love to others and make it tangible. Perhaps those who follow in this path then will be counted silently and unnoticed among the blessed or saints even in their lifetime. I see the beacon of the lighthouse. Do you see it too? Thanks for the possibility of this speech, and have a nice time.